What's up, guys? Back in the Konosuba video, and a little bit ago, the Konosuba Japanese live stream was airing, and they showed off the Shield Hero characters, and they showed what they do. So I was, of course, I stayed up because I knew they were probably going to show off what the characters did, and I wanted to be able to record and at least tell you what they do. It is mad early. I thought the live stream was a bit sooner, so I went ahead and jumped in and realized it was a bit later, and then I stayed up and they didn't actually show what the characters did until kind of later. So it is currently morning time for me, and I've been up all night, so I apologize if I'm sound a bit quiet or sound a bit funky or mess up a bit more than usual. But yeah, I'm not big into the Japanese stuff, so looking at the screenshot and seeing 7 personal weapons, or tier 7 personal weapons, and then like a little thing next to the ult, kind of overwhelming, but it is what it is. Let's go over what the characters do. So from what I've seen, I hope these translations are completely correct, because it is just a screenshot of the characters, and I have asked a few people, but anyway, it looks like Nofumi, which is the first character, he has a 113 fire physical damage to one enemy. I'm assuming these are all maxed. And then he has a medium wind damage cut to allies and a 30% ultimate gauge increase to self for 18 seconds. And then he has a 178 fire physical damage, 348 when I believe it's consuming 50% of gauge to one enemy, medium agility buff to all allies, and when consuming 50 gauge as well for 18 seconds. Or sorry, the skill is 18 seconds. So a lot of gauge consuming stuff. I haven't seen too much of that on the global version, so we'll have to see how crazy that is when I can get to it. I'm thinking of maybe testing out like a JP account just to like mess around with the stuff beforehand, so I have a bit more knowledge on it. But at the moment, I have not actually paid the JP version. His ultimate skill is 314 fire physical damage to one enemy, and a large agility debuff to one enemy, and a medium weakness increase to one enemy, or I think that's resistance shred, which is kind of nice. So he doesn't look like too bad of a character. I'm assuming he's going to be mad tanky because he's the shield hero. Next up is, which I believe this is the free character if I'm not mistaken, Philo. She has 126 non-elemental physical damage to one enemy. She has a 101 wind physical damage to all enemies and a medium physical attack buff to all allies. But that's tier 2. And then a 142 wind physical damage to random enemies is a 3 hit, which I'm assuming attacks enemies 3 times. This skill sounds crazy because if you have one enemy, you just hit the same enemy 3 times. That has to be some mad damage. Her ultimate is 234 wind physical damage to one enemy and a 25 ult gauge increase to all allies. I believe it was 25. Pretty solid stuff right there for free unit. Next up is Raptalia. 113 light physical damage to one enemy, 159 light physical damage to random enemy, 2 hits, so it's not 3 hits, it's only 2, but still pretty nice, and a medium evasion buff to self. I know we have I think a 1 or 2 star Leah that has evasion, but I'm not too sure how OP is it. I know in certain games evasion dodges everything, some evasions only dodge normal moves and not ult. So I actually have to go test that out because that is a skill in Konosuba I have not tested myself. Then she has a 189 light physical damage to one enemy and a 10% ult increase. And then her ultimate is 349 light physical damage to one enemy and medium agility buff to all allies. Very nice. Then we have the Collab Konosuba characters. We have Komeko, which I believe I saw she had a ult gauge passive when they brought her up. I could be mistaken there, but she has a 113 light magical damage to one enemy, a 154 light magic damage, 205 when above 70% HP, to then a large agility buff to self when consuming 70% of her ultimate. That's a lot of conditions and stuff. Then 179 light magical damage, 242 when above 7% HP, and large light elemental damage buff to self when consuming 50% of ult gauge. So a lot of ult gauge shenanigans on her, which makes sense with the ult gauge skill. Then we have Aqua, 126 non-elemental physical damage to one enemy, a 149 wind physical damage to one enemy, and a 20% ult gauge charge. Then a 156 wind physical damage to a 7 when above 70% HP to one enemy, and a cooldown reduction of 6 seconds to all allies when able to consume 7% of ult gauge. So it doesn't sound too bad. A lot of ult gauge stuff going on, I've noticed. So there's that. I'm hoping those translations are like on par, because I kind of just grabbed the first ones I could find when they showed them. So there's that. I'm not going to try to play the stream because I don't know how picky Nexon is with this kind of stuff. I know on games like Grand Cross, which some of my friends do, they kind of just like jump the gun, boom, the second they know the information, they're out there talking about it. From the looks of it, we can kind of see what kind of subs they will take. Looks like Iris for Rotalia. What's her name? The Philo, is that her name? Philo takes Chris, and the Nofumi, or the shield hero himself, takes Mitsurugi. Very interesting, I'm sure, because I believe the Overlord characters also have another character, so they probably have a secondary character that can also use as their subs, but at the moment I don't know what they are. Other than that, that looks like it. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this kind of video and want more JP-ish updates. I kind of just tried to do the collabs because those are probably most hype and most of what people are looking forward to. Let me know down below, as well as who you think is the best, who you like the most, all that good stuff. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Konosuba content. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.